बिफोर आई स्टार्ट द एनालिसिस मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि ये वीडियो जो है दिस इज़ अ कंपाइलेशन ऑफ येस्टरडेज एंड टुडेज़ करंट अफेयर्स बिकॉज ऑफ फेस्टिवल रश। ये हम सब जानते हैं कि फेस्टिवल्स चल रहे हैं, दिवाली का सीज़न है और काफ़ी ज़्यादा रश हो जाता है इसमें। तो आई वॉज़ अनएबल टू शूट। आज मैंने बहुत मुश्किल से इस समय टाइम निकाल के सारी चीज़ें सेट की हैं और उसके बाद फिर ये वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करना शुरू किया है। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद आवर एनालिसिस। आज का सबसे पहला टॉपिक है बेटर फ्यूचर फॉर इंडिया इन मेडिसिन मीन्स एम्ब्रेसिंग इम्यूनोलॉजी टुडे। बेसिकली ये जो आर्टिकल है द बेटर फ्यूचर फॉर इंडिया इन मेडिसिन मीन्स एम्ब्रेसिंग इम्यूनोलॉजी फॉर टुडे, ये एम्फेसाइज करता है दैट इंडियाज़ मेडिकल प्रोग्रेस डिपेंड्स ऑन इंटीग्रेटिंग इम्यूनोलॉजी into education, research, and healthcare. It explains that while India has excelled in clinical medicine and patient management, the future of medicine lies in understanding the immune system, the foundation of the vaccine development, personalized medicine, and combating disease like cancer, COVID-19, and autoimmune disorders. Highlighting the 2023 Nobel Prize in Physiology for immune-related discoveries, the article stresses how breakthroughs in immunology have transformed global health. Investing in immunology research and training in India can enhance preparedness against epidemics, improve treatments, and drive innovation in biotechnology and pharmaceuticals. The author basically argues that immunology is not merely a science field but a cornerstone of public health, economic stability, and resilience. Embracing it today is vital for securing India's leadership in global medicine tomorrow. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका चंद्रयान 2 मेक्स फर्स्ट एवर ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑन लूनर एग्जॉस्फियर इसरो की फैक्ट्स की अगर हम बात करें तो मिशन का नाम है चंद्रयान 2 विच इज़ इंडिया सेकेंड लूनर मिशन। ये इंडिया का दूसरा लूनर मिशन है, ठीक है। लूनर मतलब मून मिशन है, दैट इज़ वाई द नेम चंद्रयान इज़ गिवन। लॉन्च डेट जुलाई 22, 2019 GSLV Mk3 रॉकेट द्वारा ये लॉन्च किया गया था। ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? टू स्टडी द मून सर्फेस कॉम्पोजिशन एंड एग्जॉस्फियर, थिन आउटर मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द लूनर एटमॉस्फेयर, एंड ऑल्सो मेजर इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स क्या यूज़ हुए थे। सबसे पहला जो मेजर इंस्ट्रूमेंट हुआ था वो चेस 2 वो यूज़ हुआ था, दैट इज़ चंद्राज एटमॉस्फेरिक कॉम्पोजिशन एक्सप्लोरर। इसका फुल फॉर्म ये है चंद्राज एटमॉस्फेरिक कॉम्पोजिशन एक्सप्लोरर। पेलोड अब्रॉड द ऑर्बिटर डिजाइन टू स्टडी द लूनर एग्जॉस्फेयर। रिसेंट डिस्कवरी क्या पाई गई है दैट फर्स्ट एवर ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑफ द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ द सन्स कोरोनल मास इजेक्शन ऑन द लूनर एग्जॉस्फेयर, यानी कि सबसे जो एग्जॉस्फेयर पे सन का जो कोरल मास इजेक्शन है उसका क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है उसके बारे में ये बताया गया है। सो डेट ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन की अगर हम बात करें तो May 10, 2024 है। एंड फाइंडिंग क्या है? डिटेक्ट किया गया दैट देयर इज़ एन इंक्रीज इन टोटल प्रेशर ऑफ द डे साइड लूनर एग्जॉस्फेयर व्हेन impacted by CME. So neutral atom density increased by an order of magnitude, consistent with the theoretical models, but first time directly observed. Scientific significance की अगर हम बात करें तो coronal mass ejection basically क्या है? It is a massive burst of solar plasma and magnetic fields ejected from the sun's corona. Impact on the moon, CME particles strike the lunar surface, knock atoms off the surface, increase in exospheric density and pressure, demonstrates sun-moon interaction and space weather effects. What is the importance for science and technology? This enhances understanding of the lunar exosphere dynamics, solar-lunar interactions, space weather phenomena, helps in designing better lunar missions and predict environmental challenges for future explorers and instruments. मिशन बैकग्राउंड की अगर हम बात करें तो ऑर्बिटर रहा है आपका फुल्ली ऑपरेशनल एंड कंटिन्यूज टू सेंड वैल्यूएबल डेटा। विक्रम लैंडर लॉस्ट कम्युनिकेशन ड्यूरिंग इट्स सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग अटेम्प्ट ऑन September 7, 2019। अब यूपीएससी रिलेवेंस में जो स्पेस मिशंस हैं और उसमें जो सम टेक्नोलॉजिकल टर्म्स हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू लाइक ये जो कोरोनल मास इजेक्शन है CME जिसे कहते हैं, उससे रिलेटेड आप रिसर्च कर लीजिएगा बिकॉज साइंटिफिक फॉर्म में टेक्नोलॉजिकल फॉर्म में आपसे पूछा जा सकता है। पेलोड कितना होना चाहिए, कैपेसिटी कितनी होनी चाहिए, थोड़ा सा इन सब चीज़ों पे आप सर्च कर लीजिए। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका फॉर अ न्यू पाथ विद द सरेंडर ऑफ की मायोस्ट लीडर पीस इज़ नाउ पॉसिबल। सो देयर वॉज अ डिक्लाइन ऑफ मायोसिस्ट insurgency in India, now confined to about 11 districts, mainly in the Chhattisgarh. This reduction is credited to improved counter-insurgency tactics better coordination among the security forces and successive governments focus on development in the tribal areas. The Maoists, inspired by the Chinese and Russian communist ideologies, initially gained ground by exploiting tribal discontent and state neglect, but later lost support due to their violent methods. So, the internal divisions and the failure of their governance model, the Salva Judum campaign, and Supreme Court interventions further weakened them. The recent surrender of senior Maoist leader, including Malojula Venugopal Rao, signals an ideological shift, acknowledging that armed struggle has failed and urging cadres to engage politically within democracy. So, this development opens a path for peace, reconciliation, and tribal upliftment, or if the remaining Maoists abandon violence and join mainstream politics. उसके अलावा दिस इज़ ऑल्सो अ ग्रेटेस्ट अचीवमेंट फॉर द इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी ऑल्सो. जो थ्रेट एक लाई कर रहा था वो रिमूव हो रहा धीरे धीरे करके. सो इसका जो रेलेवेंस है वो इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी से ही है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू यूपीएससी. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका द न्यू आर्क ऑफ इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया कोलैबोरेशन. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट ऑफ दिस, इंडिया एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया हैव डीपेंड देयर डिफेंस एंड स्ट्रैटेजिक पार्टनरशिप मार्क्ड बाय द डिफेंस Minister Rajnath Singh's recent visit to Canberra and Sydney. The visit emphasized maritime cooperation, defense technology sharing, and regional stability in the Indo-Pacific. Key developments की अगर हम बात करें, mutual logistic supports agreement, that is MLSA, enhances operational reach and interoperability. The joint staff talks and the maritime cooperation roadmap focus on coordination, naval responses, information sharing, and training. So, साइबर एंड स्पेस कोऑपरेशन के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल कोलैबोरेशंस एंड सबमरीन रेस्क्यू अरेंजमेंट्स आर बीइंग स्ट्रेंथेंड. स्ट्रेटेजिक रैशनल के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो ग्रोइंग चाइनीज असर्टिवनेस इन द इंडो पैसिफिक हैज़ ड्रिवन India and Australia to expand coordination through the Quad, that is India, Australia, Japan, and USA. Shared interest in maintaining a free, open, and stable Indo-Pacific. Both nations emphasize technological innovations in supply chain resilience in defense and critical minerals. Now, if we talk about the broader cooperation, collaboration in AI, robotics, cyber defense, and maritime domain awareness, enhanced naval exercises and joint operations across the Indian Ocean, support for a rules-based international order, and regional maritime stability. So, aim for looking ahead अगर हम बात करें तो aim for a long-term institutionalized defense partnership between India and Australia. Strengthening industrial, technological, and strategic ties will reshape the Indo-Pacific architecture. Expected outcomes की अगर हम बात करें, sustained dialogue, increased joint training, and deeper integration of military logistics and defense industries. Next topic है आपका the far right infiltration into the West's mainstream. अगर हम बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट के बारे में बात करें तो आर्टिकल डिस्कसेस द ग्रोइंग नॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ फार राइट आइडियोलॉजीज अक्रॉस द वेस्टर्न डेमोक्रेसीज, पर्टिकुलरली इन यूरोप एंड यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. What was once considered extreme nationalism, xenophobia, and authoritarian populism has increasingly entered the mainstream political discourse. Now, if we talk about the key developments, यूरोप की अगर हम बात करें तो far right parties like Marine Le Pen's National Rally, France, AfD, Germany, and brothers of Italy are gaining electoral legitimacy. So, these parties exploit issues such as immigration, identity, and economic anxiety to attract working class and middle class voters. The Republican Party has been strong far right influence. United States की बात हो रही है, especially under the Donald Trump's MAGA movement. Conspiracy theories, anti-migrant sentiment, and attacks on the democratic institutions have become normalized within the public debate. What are the implications of this? Threat to democratic institutions, minority rights, and liberal values, erosion of political modernization, rise of polarization, increased globalization, protectionism, and identity-based politics. So, need for renewed civic education, media, and democratic reform to counter misinformation and extremism. Also, there is a need to mainstream the political actors that must reclaim inclusive narratives and address the citizens' economic and cultural insecurities. International cooperation is required to safeguard democratic norms and resist far right populist waves. अब अगर हम यूपीएससी रिलेवेंस में बात करें तो दिस इज़ नॉट मच इम्पॉर्टेंट, बट अगर वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री के कंटेक्स्ट में तो राइज ऑफ पॉपुलिज्म, थ्रेट्स टू डेमोक्रेसी क्या है, इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं इनडायरेक्टली. Next topic है आपका in Doha, Pakistan and Afghanistan agree on ceasefire. So Pakistan and Afghanistan have agreed to an immediate ceasefire and to establish mechanism ensuring long-term peace and stability after the talks between their defense ministers in Doha, facilitated by Qatar and Turkey. The agreement follows recent violent border clashes that caused military and civilian casualties on both sides. Both nations have committed to developing mechanism for implementing and sustaining the truce while addressing the mutual security concerns. The Doha talks also focused on countering terrorism, particularly Pakistan's demand for action against the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, that is TTP, which Islamabad blames for cross-border attacks. The statement emphasized verifiable action against the terrorist groups and the importance of avoiding unilateral strikes. Both sides agreed to hold for follow-up meetings in the coming days to ensure smooth implementation. Qatar and Turkey expressed hope, and this breakthrough would strengthen bilateral trust and pave the way for lasting regional peace and cooperation. Next up, इसी में Israel alleges violation of ceasefire, halts aid delivery into Gaza. So the fragile ceasefire in Gaza faced its first major test on Sunday, as an Israeli security official said the transfer of aid into the territory is halted until the further notice after a Hamas ceasefire violation, and Israeli forces launched a wave of strikes. So the official spoke on the condition of anonymity pending a formal announcement on the halt in aid, which is occurring a little over a week since the start of a ceasefire. So again, there is a ceasefire violation, and again, conditions are ripe for a war to begin, to continue indeed. Next topic है आपका, how are India-Taliban relations changing? Now, if you talk about the background, India has historically avoided formal ties with the Taliban due to concerns over terrorism and Pakistan's influence. So the Taliban regained power in Afghanistan in August 2021. Since then, India's approach has shifted gradually from isolation to cautious engagement. So, what are the recent developments? Afghanistan Acting Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi has visited New Delhi and met Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. The visit is seen as an outreach to the people of Afghanistan, though not formal recognition of the Taliban regime. India reopened its embassy in Kabul with a technical team to oversee the humanitarian and developmental assistance. India has sent aid, including wheat, medical supplies, and COVID-19 vaccines, and discussed trade routes and regional connectivity. Now, what are the diplomatic goals? India aims to ensure that Afghan soil is not used for terrorism against it, particularly by the Pakistan-backed groups. So both sides discussed security cooperation and stability of the region. The Taliban sought India's investment and development support. What are the concerns and limitations? India remains cautious due to Taliban's restrictions on women and minorities and ongoing terror attacks by the groups like TTP. Recognition of the Taliban government is not yet on the table, given its human rights record and international isolation. So India's engagement with the Taliban reflects a pragmatic shift, balancing humanitarian outreach and regional security interest without formal diplomatic recognition. Next article है microbial link between arsenic in soil lower rice yield uncovered. So एक नई study हुई है where there are proceedings of the National Academy of the Sciences reveals that microbes in rice paddies rather than soil arsenic levels alone play a key role in determining the arsenic toxicity and reducing the rice yield. Researchers found that certain microbial communities in paddy soils influence the transformation of arsenic compounds, especially dimethyl arsenite, that is इसे short form में DMA कहते हैं, and monoethyl arsenate इसे short form में MMA कहते हैं, which affects rice health and productivity. Fields with imbalanced microbial populations accumulate more toxic arsenic forms, leading to lower yields and increased crop stress. The study identified 6 key demethylating microbes that can break down harmful arsenic compounds, suggesting that managing microbial balance could significantly reduce the arsenic toxicity. conduct The study basically identifies six key demanding demethylating microbes that can break down harmful arsenic compounds, suggesting that managing microbial balance could significantly reduce arsenic toxicity. So, conducted by an international team led by Nanjing Agricultural University, the research emphasizes the importance of soil microbiome management in arsenic affected regions such as the South and Southeast Asia to ensure food safety and maintain rice productivity. So, this is the last topic of the day. At IMO, 57 nations vote for delaying framework for carbon free shipping. If we talk about the basic context of this topic, तो द इंटरनेशनल मैरिटाइम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिसे शॉर्ट फॉर्म में IMO कहते हैं, उन्होंने वोट किया है. Around 57 nations have voted कि there should be a postponement of implementation of a framework aimed at moving the global shipping industry away from the fossil fuels. सो बैकग्राउंड की अगर हम बात करें, IMO ने प्रपोज किया था कि एक न्यू फ्यूल स्टैंडर्ड जो है फॉर शिप्स एंड अ ग्लोबल प्राइसिंग मैकेनिज्म फॉर कार्बन एमिशंस should be established to achieve net zero targets emissions by 2050. A formal vote on adopting these measures was originally planned for October 2025 to take effect in 2027. Key events की अगर बात करें तो 63 countries earlier voted yes to the framework, including EU, India, China, UK, Japan and Canada. However, US pressure led to reconsideration, with Saudi Arabia and Russia also opposing the move. So, US and Donald Trump administration threatened the trade and diplomatic consequences against the nations supporting the carbon levy. Eventually, 57 countries voted for delay, 49 opposed and 21 abstained. इंडिया का क्या स्टैंड रहा है? दैट इंडिया वोटेड विद द मेजॉरिटी टू डिले द फ्रेमवर्क, citing the need for more time for developing nations to adapt. अब UPSC सिग्निफिकेंस के हिसाब से अगर मैं बात करूँ तो IMO के बारे में पढ़ लीजिएगा. बेसिकली ये एक UN एजेंसी है, यूनाइटेड नेशंस की एजेंसी है, दैट इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रेगुलेटिंग द इंटरनेशनल शिपिंग. देन क्लाइमेटिक डिप्लोमेसी के ऊपर थोड़ा मेंस पर्सपेक्टिव में पढ़ लीजिएगा. So that's all for the day. Here I end my analysis. Thank you and have a nice day. I request you to like, subscribe and share my channel.